You see, Brene Brown says, no one belongs here more than you. No one belongs here more than you. What I hear when I hear that, and we'll all have a different perspective on it, but when I hear that, that means that the person ahead of me, I deserve to be there as well. The person that's making the impact that I dream about making, I belong here and I get to make that impact as well. Hey, welcome to the Prosperous Life Podcast. This is Braiden Belnap. I'm a transformational life coach, entrepreneur. Each week I bring you a message that inspires you to become your authentic self, create your vision for life, and really just start to take action so that you can live a prosperous life and make an impact. Really want to thank you for joining me each and every week. Taking time, whether that's just relaxing, going to the gym, and really just taking time to transform yourself. If you find this podcast transformational, I really encourage you to tell a friend. Share with a friend that could really find that transformation as well. Not only does that allow this podcast to reach more people, but it allows me and you to make an impact together. Now let's go ahead and dive into today's transformational message. And I want to, again, welcome you back. I'm very excited today as we talk about thoughts, language, perception, and meaning. You see, we'll discuss the ins and outs of mindset as mind sets your life. See, this isn't just about mindset and the typical talk of mindset. It's the fact that if you break it down, it really says mind sets your life. So let's go ahead and get started. What you speak is what you get, whether that's speaking to yourself in your thoughts or speaking to somebody else loudly. Your language is what creates your life. I'm sure you can recognize, if you think about yourself and others, is that what they're speaking is what they're attracting. You see, the process of what you get your results in life is based upon a thought. You have a thought which creates an emotion, which creates a behavior, which creates a result. The people with not great behaviors usually don't experience great emotion, which also creates them to not have very good thoughts or language, which creates a not so great result. And I'd encourage you just to stop for a moment here. Can you think of any result in your life that you're not happy with? See if you could break it down. I'm getting this. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm feeling. And these are my thoughts around that. You think you can identify where that's coming from? Because it's coming through your thought. Your mind, when it's set on those thoughts, that language, it does create your emotion. It does create your behavior. And it definitely creates your result. So what is it going to be? Right? Are we going to choose to transform today, or are we going to choose to stay the same? Because now that you're aware of that, it's your choice. You have nothing else to blame it on. It's all on you. It's all on you. See, if you choose to transform with me today, then let's go ahead and create a pattern interrupt for you. What a pattern interrupt does is it interrupts the entire process. Let's say you have a thought or you have a language. You're speaking to somebody and you say something. You either have the choice to continue down that path and get the same emotion, same behavior, same result. Or now that you're aware of it, you can recognize that there's this thought, there's this language, and we need to change that. essentially catching it. Somebody throws a baseball at you, hits you, it's going to hurt. If somebody throws a baseball at you and you catch it, well, you stopped that, which created a different feeling, which created different behavior, which created a different result. So what can your pattern interrupt be, right? Well, this could be an affirmation. This could be a one word. This could be an action. What is that going to be for you? So if you're not feeling worthy enough for you to drive results in a certain area of your life, well, your thought could be, I'm not good enough. And you come in with your pattern interrupt. No, I am good enough. And I am beautiful. And I can do anything that I set my mind to. You see how that changed the projection of what our emotion's going to be next? What our behavior is going to be next? If you believe you are good enough, you are beautiful, and you can do anything you set your mind to, if you're starting to speak that, you're going to start taking action to achieve the result. But if you don't interrupt this and your thoughts say, I'm not good enough, that can create an emotion of anxiety, sadness, depression, whatever the case is, which leads to you procrastinating, not doing what you know you should be doing, to your result of your life staying the same or getting worse. My experience is people that don't transform, again, stay the same or get worse. Because over the time, they recognize what they wish they could be doing when they could. But since it keeps going on, the emotion gets stronger and stronger. The thoughts get stronger and stronger. And my mindset is, why not kill a monster when it's small? Because the monster will grow. So again, I invite you to transform that with me today as we go through today's podcast. You see, Brene Brown says, no one belongs here more than you. No one belongs here more than you. What I hear when I hear that, and we'll all have a different perspective on it, but when I hear that, that means that the person ahead of me, I deserve to be there as well. The person that's making the impact that I dream about making, I belong here and I get to make that impact as well. See, nobody's better than you. Nobody is. It's the small things that add up over time where you will be there if you choose. Again, no one belongs here more than you. So if you choose to do the action and the behaviors and the transformation, you will achieve the success that you're looking for in life. So let's make it happen together. You see, again, what your mindset is on is what you find. When you see something one way, that is what you're going to get. This is talking about perception. It's kind of like a missile. It locks onto its target and it does anything to follow where it goes to get the result that it's looking for. Same thing with your mindset. When it locks onto a thought, a belief, a value, a word, whether it's good or bad, subconsciously, your programming will follow exactly that. And any transformation starts with your thoughts, your language, and your perception of life. There is always another point of view on any subject, any concept, any person, any object. There's perceptions everywhere. Even in this camera right now, or this audio. Depending where I speak, you hear different things. Depending on my fluctuation, it's a perception. On this video, on this camera, depending where I'm sitting, the perception is different. And that applies to everything. And I know that's very basic, but if you can really understand that, it will transform your life because you will recognize that there's not just one right way. You will recognize that there's just not one wrong thing about one thing. There's good and bad to everything. What are you going to find? What is your choice? What do you desire to see? There's always another viewpoint. It doesn't have to be one way. There's a whole world out there. There's a whole world out there. Your experience of humanity with one person doesn't determine how every single human is. Your experience with one religion, with one person, doesn't make up how everybody is in that religion. Your experience with one race doesn't make up how the entire race is. Your experience with one company doesn't determine how that entire company and the people in that company is. So let's see that for a moment. Let's bring that back to your life. When something happens to you, let's take it back to the basics of the drunk dad beating his kids, has two. One kid becomes rich, famous, and makes a huge impact, and the other person becomes a drug addict and homeless. And when asked the question, why did you end up the way you are? Their both response was, my dad was an abusive alcoholic. So in your life, are you becoming the rich, successful, impactful son? Or are you becoming the homeless drug addict? Just think about that for a moment. Now, it might not be to that scale. But again, small wins add up to big wins. And small losses add up to big losses if you continue to choose to lose. So what is it going to be? Are you going to take your life by your hands and achieve the success that you want? Or are the things that happen to you going to be the reason that someday you say, I'm where I'm at because of X, Y, and Z, when in reality, you have a choice in this moment to completely transform your life? Whether that's your wealth, whether that's your personal goals, your business goals, your career goals, your emotions, your thoughts, how you feel about yourself, anything. What is it going to be? Are you going to find the reasons to show up for yourself, or are you going to find the reasons to not show up for yourself? See, everything is a perception. Are you finding the reasons not to, or are you finding the reasons to do so? Really, again, there is always another viewpoint of life. It doesn't have to be one way. There is a whole world out there. And there's so many good things in the world. I know there's a lot going on in the world now today. Bless the people in Ukraine. Truly. We also need to recognize the good. We need to recognize both sides of it. Let's recognize all the beautiful things. Let's recognize all the things that we're doing to contribute to help Ukraine. Let's take it back to our American lives. Let's find the good here. Let's find the good in our lives. Because if you choose to find the good, and you're empowering yourself to be full and fulfilled, you can help more people. you can help more people. So let's find the perceptions that truly make an impact. Let's find the perceptions that empower us to take action in our own lives. Let's find the perceptions and transform so that we can bless the entire world. You can either choose to have the perception of I'm just one person, what can I really do? Or you can have the perception of I'm just one person and it takes one spark to make an explosion so I can impact the world. You see, we see the world problems, Ukraine, people are dying of starvation every year, homelessness, pill addictions, alcohol addictions. We can see the worldly problems, feel like it's so big, but it literally comes down to you. It literally comes down to your thoughts and your language. It literally comes down to your perception. We can transform our own selves, which will impact our community, which will impact the state, which will impact the world. If you want to change the world, change your thoughts. If you want to change the world, change your language and your perspectives. You see, Dan Brown says sometimes a change of perspective is all it takes to see the light. Sometimes a change of perspective is all it takes to see the light. And if you see the light in yourself, I know you'll find the light in the world. And it takes a small amount of light to wipe out all darkness. So I know that there is a lot going on in this world right now. It's sad. And again, bless everybody that is going through that they will heal, that they will get through it. Now, it takes you being the light to start the transformation that we're all looking for. You see, you can transform anything, whether this is a thought, a language, a perception. It all starts with transforming your world before we can transform the world together. So today we've really evaluated. It's actually something called EUTA, EUTA. It's a framework where you evaluate, you become aware, and that's what we've done today. You are well aware of what's going on, what your thought or language is, how that's creating an emotion, a behavior, and a result in your life. Now, you may have, through our conversations, which hopefully you did make a choice to transform, is you've understood the pain of not transforming, recognizing that it's not just you that you're impacting, it's actually impacting the entire world when you consciously choose not to transform these small thoughts and language that adds up over time. And hopefully you really understand the pleasure of transformation. Whether that's for yourself, your family, your community, or the world, you really recognize the power of transforming. And then you transform it. Like I mentioned, the pattern interrupt. I'm not worth anything. No, I am worth everything. I can make the impact I set my mind to. And I will do anything and everything to achieve that. You're transforming it. And as you speak this, as you think this on a daily basis, your thoughts will change, your language will change, your behavior will change, your feelings, your emotions, which creates a different result. Now it's taking action. You've done it with me today, but I'll tell you one thing, this podcast will not change your life. But I will tell you another thing. If you take what we learn in this podcast and you put it into action throughout your life will change forever. Your life will change forever just by this one podcast if you do what we talked about today. It's not me, it's your choice that will change this. This podcast has created awareness. You can understand the impact of yourself, whether good or bad. You've transformed at least one thing today with me. Now you have the choice to take action or not. And that's what's going to come down to it. You see, if you apply this tool every day of your life, your life will truly be night and day difference. And the world will be a night and day difference. Your transformation will help your family, which will help the community, which will help the world. So let's make this decision together. You see, whether you're 10 or 20 or 50 or 100, it's never too late to transform. Transformation's a journey. Life's a journey. And quite frankly, the past will bless your life if you allow it to. You talked about perspective. If you're 50 right now, you can see that you've lived half or more than half of your life. And you could see things, I could guarantee, in the past where you wish you could do something different. And quite frankly, don't wish yourself any different. That actually builds your testimony of what's important in life. Without those experiences, you wouldn't know it's so important to you. So recognize that. Understand really what you want in life now. And choose to live it moving forward. And take action on that every day. And life will be so much more beautiful. And have gratitude. Have gratitude wherever you are at. It's okay. Just put a smile on your face. Take the next step. Take the next action. Continue to transform. When you go to the grocery store today, offer to help somebody with their groceries. Offer a smile, a wave. To the people greeting people, welcome them with a warm smile. Do these small things. Be grateful for where you are at and just take a step at a time. And everything will work out. You see, I am so passionate about this. Not just because of my own experiences, but one of my biggest perspectives that I had to change, which came with thoughts and language, and my perspective was having divorced parents. When I was a kid, and I was told that my parents were getting divorced, I know a lot of people could understand this because there is a lot of divorced parents out there, but it created a train of thoughts, feelings, and perspectives that changed. You went from one birthday to 2 birthdays, one holiday to 2 holidays, game nights with one big family to 2 game nights, time with both parents at the same time to 2 different date nights with 2 different parents. You went from perfect family that you thought as a kid to what people don't consider a perfect family. You went from being socially accepted to not being socially accepted. You see, there's events in your life that will trigger thoughts, feelings, perspectives. As things change, change is inevitable. It's going to happen. But what do we choose to transform? For a long time, I was stuck in the negative perspectives, negative thoughts, negative feelings, negative language. And quite frankly, that situation just blessed my life. Because what is perfect to one person is not perfect for another. What's amazing to one person is not amazing to another. All of that, what happened as a child and what I took from it initially, it wasn't serving me, but it serves me strongly today. We don't need to regret our past. We don't even need to grieve our past. We can recognize it, become aware of it, understand it, and decide to transform. My parents' divorce has now become one of the biggest blessings in my life because it shaped who I am as a person. And now I get to bless other people's lives with that. And they get to bless other people's lives if they choose that. So today, recognize where you're at. See that your life has blessed you. Even the areas that you haven't shown up fully, you get to show up fully now. Choose to transform. See how your past blesses you and keep moving forward. All right, now we end. And today I want to break down, the transformational message of mindset. 1, thoughts and language. Your thoughts and language make up your entire life. It's what you get in return to what you speak. It's the currency of energy. What your thoughts is the transfer that makes you feel a certain way. When you speak to other people, it'll make them feel a certain way. So when you change this one thing, the thoughts, the language that make up energy exchange, the feelings will change, which will create a behavior to change, which will create a result to change. And as you become the light and you shine it on the world, all the sadness, the hate will become so much less because you became the light, and it all starts with you. Transforming the world can start with you. Perception, whatever's happened in the past, it's a blessing. You just need to use it to change your perspective on something so much more amazing. There's always another perception, as there's an entire world out there. Whether it's to the basics of this video or audio, whether it's to divorced parents, whether it's to something happening to you in life or something happening to somebody else, there's always good and bad to everything. And whatever you decide attach meaning to is your choice. Subconsciously, it has happened. Now it's your choice to go transform that so that you can attach bigger, meaningful meaning that helps you and other people. In EUTA, EUTA, evaluate, understand, transform, and take action. Evaluate your life. What do you want to transform? Understand how it becomes pain, how it brings pain and pleasure to you. Transform. How are you going to transform? And then consistently taking action. Now, I really want to thank you again. Thanks for showing up each week. If you enjoyed this podcast, look back to our list of other podcasts. It's not just this one that will transform your life, it's the other ones. And remember that just by you listening to this isn't going to change your life. But if you listen to a podcast and you put it into action, that is what changes your life, is the choice. So I want to bring you a transformational message each and every week, Wednesday at 9 Mountain Standard Time. Each and every week, I'd encourage you to share with me, what do you want to hear? What do you want to learn? How do you want to implement something? That way I can share with you how to do that. Now, go to the show notes. Any of the important information will be there in the description. And I'd encourage you to subscribe and leave a review. I do want to hear your honest feedback. I want to become better each and every week. And go ahead and tag me on social media at Braiden Belnap. Send me a direct message. I want to hear your takeaways. I want to hear your thoughts. Again, I want to become better each and every week. That way I can support you more. Anyways, have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will talk soon.